Deuteronomy 28:68, Debunking the Myth of the Black Hebrew Israelites by David Nachman. And this was put up February 11, 2019. And this was something sent to me, this article was sent to me by Apostle Rimlab on my phone. And he just did a video on it a couple of hours ago. And I think he entitled it, you can go to the video, his most recent video. I think it's entitled, What a Joke, or This is a Joke. Anyway, he goes through what this individual says. And he comes, I believe he's a so-called Jew. And like we said, they've been reaching. You know, everything that all the teaching that we put out there, too many people are talking. Too many Christians, Jakes, are leaving Christianity and becoming Israelites. I did a video on that the other day. On this battle rapper, Christian battle rapper, that says he's a Christian, but ethnically he believes, he accepts the fact that he's an Israelite. And he spoke about other so-called black Christians that believe that they're Israelites, but their religion is Christianity. But what I'm going to do is, I read this earlier, and I said I came back to it, and I said, let me see if I can find it, which I did. And this is what David Nachman said. I mean, this is a good, you can go through this and, you know, there's all kind of holes in his synopsis, essay, whatever the hell you want to call it. You know, he goes into the Hebrew. He basically says that that the real Jews try to sell themselves, and nobody would want to buy them, and they just said, we're just going to kill you. That's never happened in history. Nations take down other nations to enslave them, not to just kill them. They kill a number of the enemy to establish that they're the victor. And then they enslave the rest of the people. I mean, this is what happened in Rome. When Rome didn't go around just killing people. We're just going to kill you off. They wanted to make slaves in the form of tribute. And tribute means a percentage of what you are blessed with goes to us, which is a tax. Today it's called a tax. Tribute comes from the word to work. You know, you pay tribute to somebody. That means you dedicate yourself. You work for that person. You sing songs to them. You feed them. Okay, let me bring it down here. Okay, here it is right here. There's a bunch of paragraphs down. And you can go all the way down until you see that it says 10. The hands of compassionate women boiled their own children. They have become their food in the destruction of the daughter of my people. Now that did happen in other captivities. So now this is what this guy said. Let me take this blue outline out. It says, if you ask a black Hebrew Israelite, we're not black Hebrew Israelites, we're Israelites, what siege is being spoken of in 53 or the 52nd chapter. I started at the 52nd chapter, but he has the 53rd chapter. Is that they will have no answer. Well, that's bullshit, because you never asked us. Number one, and we went through this. And we said it was talking about the Roman Empire. Chiefly. Now, did other nations besiege us? Yes. So that the curses in Deuteronomy 28 chapter is not talking about just one time period. It's talking about when we come back generation after generation, we're going to all go through these curses. And when you read Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter in its entirety, there's even sections or verses where it speaks about chattel slavery, the transatlantic slavery that was in the 68th verse. So let me just read this, and then I'm going to go to the commentary, which are Christian scholars that give a commentary to, like if you go to a particular verse, you want to go to the commentary, and I do this on and off just to see what they say, and sometimes they're right, and a lot of times they're wrong. Anyway, it says, if you ask a black Hebrew Israelite what siege is being spoken of in verse 53, if you say 52 and 53, they will have no answer. These inconvenient technicalities are glossed over completely. It is clear to anyone who is honest with the scriptural text, that this curse is a direct assertion of what was to come under Nebuchadnezzar. Now, what did I say? I said that each and every generation that we went through, we were under the curses. It wasn't no one period of time. Okay, they were under that curse, and that's it. They're all right. No, every nation that they came up under, that took them down, put those curses. Those curses were, they experienced those curses. It says Nebuchadnezzar and his Babylonian troops, the Babylonians laid siege to Jerusalem, which I agree with, but the Romans also laid siege to Jerusalem. That's in Luke 19. That's in Luke, Luke 21. If you read Matthew 24, Luke 21, Luke 19, and Mark, it's even covered in Mark 13. When you read Matthew 20, the 24th chapter, it's talking about the end time destruction of this place and our deliverance. But it also talks about the time period of 70 AD, during the time period of Vespasian and his son Titus. It says, and his Babylonian troops, the Babylonians laid siege to Jerusalem, burning the first holy temple, which is correct. That's why the Edomites say, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. Burn the temple down to the ground along with the rest of the city of Jerusalem. The siege is described in vivid detail by Jeremiah in his self-named text, as well as the book of Lamentations, almost in its entirety. In 2 Kings chapter 25, this same siege is described as well in great detail in 2 Kings 25 verse 3. We see allusion to the starvation of the people were going through, which Moses prophesied in verse 53. And I'm going to say 52 and 53. Now, he doesn't mention Josephus. So what was Josephus talking about? He was talking about how the Romans took us down. And he was an eyewitness to it. So we're at the commentary. This is Bible Hub. If you put in Deuteronomy 28 verse 52, and you put commentary behind it, you'll get a bunch of sites. Go to the one that says Bible Hub. So now this is Cambridge Bible School for schools and colleges, and it didn't even say too much. It says 52, and all thy gates, Deuteronomy 12, verse 17, come down, Deuteronomy 20, verse 20, wherein thou trustest, so Jeremiah 5, verse 17. It says in Ellicott's commentary for the English reader or readers, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates. The siege of the last two fenced cities by Nebuchadnezzar's army is mentioned in Jeremiah 34, verse 7. The siege and capture of Jatapata by the Romans, in spite of all the efforts of the Jews to defend it, it especially recorded by Josephus. So Ellicott's commentary is telling you that it happened during the time of Nebuchadnezzar's reign, and it also happened during the time of the reign of Vespasian and Titus, the Roman Empire, so you can understand. So this guy doesn't know what's going on. He believes that Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, is talking about there's going to be an event that the Jews are going to go through, and they're going to be all right afterwards. No. Nation after nation after nation perpetrated these curses upon us. This is Benson's commentary. Deuteronomy 28, verse 52. He shall besiege thee in all thy gates. Thus did Shalmaneser, that's the king, in particular Shalmaneser 4, and his son Shalmaneser 5, or the 5th, Sennacherib and Nebuchadnezzar. Another incident, the Babylonians. It says 2 Kings 18, verse 9 to 10, 2 Kings 18, verse 13, and 2 Kings 25, verse 10. But the prediction was especially fulfilled by the Romans. What was fulfilled? Deuteronomy 28, verse 52 and 53. But this prediction was especially fulfilled by the Romans, to whom the best fortified places in Judea were forced to yield, as many as may be seen in Josephus' History of the Jewish War, which is the best commentary on this part of the prophecy. And the Jews, or Judea, Yahweh, might well be said to trust in their high and fenced walls. That was the walls of Jerusalem being destroyed and being broken down by Vespasian and his armies, which were the Romans. For they seldom ventured to fight in the open field. In particular, they confided in the strength and situation of Jerusalem as the Jebusites, the former inhabitants of the place, had done before them. If you go to 2 Samuel 5, verse 6 and 7, it says, And the king and his men went to Jerusalem, to the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, which spoke to David, saying, Except you take away the blind and the lame, you shall not come here, thinking David cannot come in here. Now, what was David known for? This is Bond's Notes on the Bible, fourth series of judgments, descriptive of the calamities and horrors which should ensue when Israel should be subjugated by its foreign foes. Yeah, the Assyrians were foreign foes. Nebuchadnezzar was a foreign foe. And the Romans were a foreign foe. Just to name three. It says, starting from Deuteronomy 28, verse 49, the description, compare the marginal references, applies undoubtedly to the Chaldeans, yeah, because they besieged us, and in a degree to other nations also whom the Most High raised up as ministers of vengeance upon apostate Israel, e.g. the Medes. But it only needs to read this part of the denunciation and to compare it with the narrative of Josephus. So when you bring Josephus into the picture, now we're talking about the Romans, when the Romans besieged Jerusalem. To see that its full and exact accomplishment took place in the wars of Vespasian and Titus against the Yahudah, as indeed the Yahudah themselves generally admit. And said, look, listen at this. The eagle, the Roman M sign, this is what Esau is saying. Compare Matthew 24:28 and consult throughout this passage the marginal references. So this is what these scholars are saying. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.